What's up? What's up? What's up, people? You're here with Sean Brooks, the realtor. And today or tonight, I want to talk about business. I want to talk about being in business. All right. And the reason why I want to talk about business is this: a lot of people want to get into business. A lot of people think they're going to be great at business. And just like with anything and everything, that may not be the case. It may not be the case. Okay. I had to get a little grape juice there. Um, and the reason why that is everything in life has a failure rate. You got success and you got failure. And in business, a lot of business people fail. That's just a part of getting into business. Now, you have to understand that going into it. You have to um, know that there's a possibility. All right. Let me just straighten out my screen here. Just straighten it out here. All right. So, what I want to do is dive into many different aspects of business. It doesn't matter which business that you go into, um, you should have some fundamentals. All right. And what do I mean by fundamentals? All right. I went to school for business, I learned the basics of business. Everyone that goes to school and has a major for business, they all learn the same thing. Um, I'm gonna use some famous people as an example why they were successful, and I'll explain like the things that you need to understand. Basic for business to run any business, you can use the same principles anywhere and everywhere. All right, so I want to use entertainment, and the reason why I want to use entertainment, a lot of like I've had some discussions with different people that want to be in the entertainment business. All right, first things first. Today, anybody can record a song. With the inception of Apple creating Pro Tools and making it accessible for a person to have a studio without spending like the money that they used to have to in back in the day, makes it more feasible for somebody to have like a little basement studio. Um, Whatever is whatever, and people think that because I'm in here making this music, that I'm great. So I had one kid, young man from Delaware, and this is what he said: all I need is for that break. I just need somebody to hook me up. Okay, so I gave this advice to more than one person. So people be like, share my music. Hmm. Okay, they say share my music, and they think it's just that simple. Some people share my music. Okay, number one, I did share your music. I shared it. The raw truth is the person that I shared it with basically said, "Don't waste my time." And I know that I shouldn't waste the person's time, but I try to do a favor and share it, get some feedback. I already knew what the feedback was possible because I gave the same type of feedback. So with many artists, I'm going to use the word artists, they make music and they think it's great. Some of the people around them, they think it's the best thing, right? And they're not looking at it from a neutral perspective. It's like what I do for a living. I'm a realtor. So a lot of people think their house is the greatest on the block. I'm the neutral party. I'm the one that looks at it from a neutral perspective. And I will point out things that need to be changed or improved or cleaned or whatever. I don't have any bias, against the house. I'm just critiquing it from a professional standpoint. So I listened to his music and I felt as though it was average. And I've listened to more than one person. Now I'm gonna give you a background of why I know what I'm talking about. So back when I was a young man, a little over being a teenager, a woman that I worked with, daughter was an editor for a magazine, a hip hop magazine. She used to get crates and crates of music, crates. She would give me the crates of music and say, "Listen to this music, and I want your opinion. You're a DJ. I want your opinion." So I used to get free music. Now, probably 99% of that music was trash. It was. And I've heard music from famous groups or famous people when they first recorded, they wasn't ready. They had to change some things, change their style. Jay-Z even said it in the lyric, change your style, watch the money pile up. Right? He had to change his style. He used to sound like a guy named Jaz-O. So I so back in the day, they used to do artist development. Today, they're not focusing more on that. You need to be developed when you come to them. So either you got to hire a manager to help you get developed, or you got to develop yourself. Now, I'm just giving you one example of a segment of business. Now they'll be like, "Well, Puffy did this, Puffy did that." Yes, Puffy, and I can share it. I don't know if I can share it on the screen. Let me see. I might can't. Let me see. Yeah, it didn't do what I think it's going to do. All right, so Puffy, and you can look this data up if you're interested. Um, you can look it up. I got it on my other screen here. I know for a fact that Sean Puffy Diddy or whatever you want to call him, my man, went to college. He actually played. He actually played football in high school. Um, his team won the division title in like 1986. He actually went to he graduated from a school called Mount St. Michael Academy, right? So that tells you something. He didn't go to a regular public school. He got a good education even in high school. Now I don't know what uh what he did prior to that, but a lot of these rappers that you were seeing that was famous actually went to Catholic school. And they had good education. Someone went to college and graduated. Um, Puffy then he got accepted into Howard University. He majored in business. Excuse me, just a little thirsty. He majored in business. All right. So that right there is the underline to, how he got the education and the knowledge to be able to be successful in the record industry. He then, 1990 to 96, he interned at New York's Uptown Records. All right. And this is where he got access to, a lot of top artists. Under Andre Harrell leadership, he got more knowledge. When he was in college, he used to throw parties. So right there, right, he's learning how to promote. Promotion is big time when it comes down to music. You have to know how to promote. What you have to lead with, though, is music. No recording artist in the history of recording has not led with hits. You got to have hit records in order to get to big money, concerts, shows, venue, going on tour inside the country, outside the country. You have to have music. You have to have good music, not just average. It has to be above average. All right. So he got introduced to when he got fired. He got fired, right? Just to let you guys know, he got fired. Everybody knows that. And then he got a deal coming from I think Clyde Davis for Bad Boy Records, and then that's when he got all those groups and all those records. Artists like Mary J. Blige, Usher, Little Kim, Mariah Carey, Boys the Men. He worked with Aretha Franklin, Carl Thomas, Faith Evans, 112, Total, Father MC. I mean, he did his thing, and you can't forget Jodeci, and you can't forget Biggie and Craig Mack, right? So that education helped with his success. So for all you guys that's trying to come, as they say, do it from the mud, I've suggested and made great suggestions of, I would think, understanding business, that without going to college, you might want to sign up for a community college to learn, the fundamentals of business. Not only did I have the fundamentals of business, but I had the most powerful backing and learning as I was a child from my father, my uncle, my other uncles. They own stores. I used to be in the store as a child. I learned how to count money before I probably learned how to spell. So that basic foundation of learning basics of business helps in any business. Now, promotion and advertising is the key thing. I can't stand when people say, why you didn't share my music? Why you didn't share my food? Why you didn't share my product? Okay, so my first question to those people is, why didn't you share your stuff? I don't mean putting up a promotion sticker, a flyer, um, a post on social media. Lead with your product. If you're selling oil, put the oil up. Show people trying the oil and saying it's great. If you got art, put your art up. That's your product. That's what you're trying to sell. That's what you're trying to get people to buy. They're not just going to buy it because you post a picture of it. You gotta lead with the product. If you're a comedian, you better put up some comedy up on your page. Now I'm gonna give a shout out. My homeboy that graduated from my high school, Ray, great promoter. He's been promoting comedy shows forever, and you can see his success comes from knowing how to promote. He knows the basics of it. You see it. He's great at what he do, and I see it from afar. I've been, I was at a show that he did, and I thought it was great because the promotion got the people to come. But he led with the actual comedy. He got clips up on his social media page. So if you're going to get into business and you don't know nothing about business, surround yourself with people that know about business. And then when they give you suggestions, be humble. Don't act like you know it all. The person that's um, giving you the tips or suggestions, they doing it because they love you. That's real. That's real talk. I've listened to music, right, and I've made suggestions out of listening to music. I know a record that will keep people on the dance floor. As a DJ, you get paid to spin records and entertain people, and you have to keep them entertained. The music that's blang, that's they ain't got it, it ain't gonna get me paid. It's gonna get me fired. I can't do nothing with that. I need some hit records. Certain records now that come on in the rap business, if we just want to look at the rap business, Moneybagg Yo, hot artist. The Baby, crazy tracks, crazy lyrics, compliments each other. Who else? Lil Durk. But everybody got their own style, right? They have their own style, and you have to be unique and authentic. And if you look at those guys' social media page, their pages is crazy. They have the people attention. Like that's what you're vying for on social media. You're vying for attention. You can't get the attention. You're not gonna keep people there. It's just not gonna happen. All right. But learn some business things like profit and loss, right? Profit keeps track of how much money you're making. Loss is how much money you're spending that you're not bringing in. So you want to learn that. You want to learn marketing, advertising, You want to learn the basics of running a business. You need to understand numbers, balance sheets. You need to understand the audience that you're going after. You need to do research, do demographic research. You you have to do so many things as a business person um, to really uh, to really have your business be successful. Because a lot of people go into business and within 5 years, I mean, they're out of business, and it's because they didn't do enough research. They didn't take the time out to understand what they're getting themselves into. People will look at me and say I'm successful. I have somewhat a form of success, but my goals, I haven't reached the goals. And what I did that's different than most realtors, I was being trained by an actual top realtor for 10 years before I got my license, before I got into the business. So when I was graduating, what I noticed about some of the classmates, they was like, "Yeah, we gonna get out here. We gonna be rich. We gonna do this. We gonna do that." And I said, "No, y'all don't even know what you're getting yourself into. This is gonna be the hardest thing that you ever did in life. Um, you're gonna you're going out here with a lot of competition, a lot of seasoned competition." I said the average age of a realtor is older than 50. Some of these realtors that I work with been doing this for 30 years. Started out in their 20s and now they're 50. Some of them are older and they have a lot of years. Now, I learned from a guy that had a lot of years and a lot of experience. So I knew that it was going to be a challenge, but I knew the things I need to focus on. Marketing is major. You can't if you can't market to sell a house, and if it's not done right, it's not going to sell. So you have to know that. You have to know that the money that they talking about making coming out of school, you got to split it. So 50% of that money that they talking about could actually go to a broker or more, or less. So you have to know all these things to be successful. And if it's something that you don't know, you surround yourself with people that do. Like that's the key. That's the secret behind most CEOs. They hire people, and most business owners will hire people that know what they don't know. You want other people to be in the room that's smarter than you. You always do. I follow the same model. I got people around me, advisors, that's smarter than me. Simple. But do not give up on business. Just make sure that you cover the things that you need to cover so that you're going to be successful. Business is hard, and this is why I cringe when people say, "Yeah, everybody should go into business." This is not for everybody. It's going to be times that you're going to be broke, and if you're not used to being broke, like I wasn't used to being broke, but it was like month here or two when I started. I didn't make any sales. I didn't have any sales. Um, I thought I was going to be out of the business because I was struggling. But veterans said that I was doing everything right, and then it just turned around. You have to hold your ground, stick it out, and believe in what you believe in, and listen to all the people that's around you that can give you great advice. So if I take the time out to look at your video or listen to your music, I'm going to give you real solid advice. I'll say, it's not bad, it's good. Um, keep working on your craft. Live in the studio because that's where you should be at. It's just like a basketball player. You should be in the gym. Um, Me playing basketball, I used to be in the gym all the time. I kind of lived in the gym because I loved what I was doing. So in real estate, I live um, to know what I'm doing with data. So take my advice. Don't give up if you're in it, but gain the skills and the tools that you need to be successful. Criticism is not saying that, we hate you. We don't believe in what you're doing. But what we're saying is look at these areas that can help you improve. All right. So you guys take care. I'm not going to hold you too long. Just wanted to jump in here and talk a little business.